Well, let's speak further then about the fallout among the SAPS top brass. Go live to Brazil, bring in SABC News international editor Sophie Mokoena, who was able, Sophie, to speak to the president about an hour or so ago. He said a lot more about this fiasco in the last hour, but many South Africans are wanting to know what he will possibly do about it.
Well, I think he is going to take action. When you listen to what he says this matter is serious, but he is also saying that those who have violated the law and the constitution must be dealt with. And therefore, I think here he's talking about these allegations are of a serious nature. Those who are fingered, if there's prima facie evidence, or as we know now, the commissioner has laid charges. You will then see the gravity of this allegation. Action will have to be taken. I don't know which way, whether referring to the minister who the allegations are leveled at, and also the police hierarchy, those who have been fingered. But one thing that I picked up is that there's divisions within the police service. You have the bad cops and the good cops. And now there's a fight between the two. The others trying to clean up and others resisting. That situation we saw playing itself where a senior intelligence person arrested at OR Tambo. These people were preempting something. There's something, these two groups. The others are resisting, the others want to take action, and the others also resist. So it's a tit for tat. There's something happening. I think this will better be explained in the coming days when we look at the docket and when we look at the charge sheet. If the NPA takes a decision to prosecute, so it's that kind of a process that must unfold. But I think he is going to do something with this matter. I don't know which way, but action. I don't think it's going to be a situation where nothing is going to happen this time around, because this has shaken the country and the security cluster.
And as you say, it's an important issue because even in the president's written remarks yesterday, he said, and I quote, "This is a matter of grave national security concern and is receiving the highest priority attention." He also called in that statement for restraint from all the parties involved. And that would possibly be the test, right? Whether or not all the men in this scenario abide by the president's call for restraint to avoid further damaging even the credibility of the SAPS itself.
I think that message of restraint has already reached the affected parties, because you can see Mkhwanazi did what he is supposed to do, as he claims to be a law-abiding citizen, by going to the relevant institution to put this matter before the relevant institution, laying charges. And we haven't had him talking today. We haven't had the Minister of Police talking. We haven't had these police officials who have been fingered saying anything. We know that they are going to have a briefing this week in terms of strengthening of the security cluster. But that was long planned. In fact, I even suspect that what we are seeing has to do also with preempting this big announcement that is coming this week in terms of changes that are likely going to be announced on the security cluster, particularly looking at the intelligence. So that's why I'm saying my analysis in terms of talking to people and seeing this thing is it looks like somebody has rocked the boat behind the scenes that we don't know what is this thing, and you see now this tug of war.
And just lastly, Sophie, on that point, you were saying we know of at least one big briefing that's supposed to happen this week. The president, in that engagement that you were part of in Brazil this evening, saying he did not have prior knowledge that Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi from KZN would hold the briefing that he held yesterday, let alone what he then alleged. So now all of the characters then in the story will have to be watched basically like a hawk.
Yes, you know, the thing is when General Mkhwanazi had that briefing, it was midnight, early hours of the morning in Brazil, almost, or early morning, because of the time difference, 5 hours behind. And they told me yesterday that he wasn't aware and he needs a proper briefing. So when he spoke about not being aware, already yesterday, people around him who are traveling with him also confirmed to us that he wasn't aware about this planned press briefing and the content thereof. He might be aware that there's a tug of war within the security cluster, and as I pointed out, this announcement that is expected this week, clearly he is aware because he chairs the Security Council meeting of South Africa, and therefore there's no way these senior officials or the Minister of Intelligence or the Minister of Police would have made the announcement without him knowing, because it emanates from proposals in terms of how you restructure the intelligence services, crime intelligence, to ensure that it's effective. After it got embroiled in controversies, we know it's not the first time. We've been here before, whether you talk the era of J.K. Silebe or later what also included the state capture. The security cluster has had lots and lots of challenges, and there were recommendations in terms of how you restructure it.
Sophie Mokoena, SABC News international editor, live for us in Brazil this evening after a conversation with President Cyril Ramaphosa. Thank you.